Have you ever walked across a river in the middle of a night and heard a woman's cry echoing through the wind? The cry was not clear, not loud, but enough to send a chill down your spine. "Mis hijos, my child, where is my child?" That was not the voice of a living person. From remote villages in Mexico to dense forests in South America, from quiet streets in New Mexico to stories passed down the internet, the name La Llorona, the weeping woman, has always haunted the minds of many generations, a wandering ghost searching for her dead children with a mournful cry. A curse that lives forever, and a question that no one wants to face. If one night you heard that cry right behind you, would you dare to turn around? The story goes that long ago, in a small village in Mexico, there lived a woman named Maria, so beautiful that everyone turned to look. One day, a rich upper-class gentleman came to the village and was enchanted by Maria. They quickly fell in love, got married, and had 2 children. But as time went on, the man began to feel depressed. He spent a lot of time in the city, partying, and gradually forgot about his family. One gloomy afternoon, Maria caught her husband with another woman. He didn't care about Maria at all, except for her 2 children, whom he intended to take with him. In a fit of despair and anger, Maria did the most terrible thing. She drowned her 2 children in the river until they stopped breathing. As soon as she realized what she had done, she screamed and ran towards the water. But it was too late. The bodies of the 2 children had already drifted away. A few days later, Maria was found dead, but the villagers said she never left. At night, women could still be heard wailing along the riverbank, calling out the names of their lost children. From then on, she was known as La Llorona, the weeping woman, a tormented spirit, forever searching for children, or taking other children to replace them. Although the legend of La Llorona originated in Mexico, the story of the weeping woman has spread throughout Latin America and in different places. In Guatemala, she is known as La Ciguanaba, a spirit that appears as a seductive woman to lure philandering men to their deaths. In Venezuela and Colombia, La Llorona is not only a spirit that cries for children, but also a punisher. She kills irresponsible fathers or those who have harmed women and children. In the American Southwest, especially New Mexico, people believe that if you hear her cry, "Where is my child?" never answer, because if you do, she will consider you her own child and take you away. In some versions, La Llorona forces children to wander at night, especially those who do not listen to their parents. These versions make La Llorona not just a tragic ghost, but also a warning symbol in folklore. Be loyal, keep your promises, and never mess with love and death. While many people think La Llorona is just a legend, thousands of local accounts say otherwise. One of the most famous stories comes from Santa Fe, New Mexico. In 1986, a single mother named Elena said she and her son, Miguel, were walking across a canal at night. Suddenly, Miguel stopped dead in his tracks, staring out at the water. "Mom, why is that person crying?" Elena didn't hear anything, but when she looked in the direction her son was pointing, she saw a woman dressed in white, with long hair covering her face, standing silently by the water's edge. She turned away for a few seconds to pull Miguel's hand away, but when she turned back, the woman was gone. That night, Miguel had a high fever, muttering, "La Llorona, don't take me." Nearby, another witness said he heard crying coming through his window at 2 a.m. When he looked outside, he saw a white figure floating a few centimeters above the ground, heading toward the stream behind the house. The strange story doesn't stop there. On Reddit, someone shared that while camping near the Rio Grande, he woke up in the middle of the night to the sound of someone screaming, "Mis hijos!" But the camp was only men. No one spoke Spanish. The crying lasted for a few minutes, and then stopped, as if it had never existed. The next morning, they found small, wet footprints, leading from the riverbank to the edge of the tent. There was no one else in the area but them. The legend of La Llorona is not just a folktale. It has spread throughout popular culture. In many Mexican and Latin American families, the story of La Llorona is passed down from generation to generation as a way to teach children to be obedient and not to go out after dark. In some regions, it is believed that if children do not go to bed on time, La Llorona will come and take them away. La Llorona has not only remained a legend, but also made it to the big screen. The 2019 film The Curse of La Llorona from the Conjuring cinematic universe brought this image to a global audience. In addition, she has appeared in television series such as Supernatural, video games, and even in folk music. For many, La Llorona is more than just a ghost, but the embodiment of pain, guilt, and punishment. A warning that acting in anger can have lasting consequences, not just in this life, but forever in the afterlife. And sometimes, the most terrifying legends are things that actually happened, just with a different time and name. Hundreds of years have passed, but that mournful cry still echoes in the night. People may be skeptical. They may laugh, thinking that La Llorona is just a story to scare children. But if one night you pass by a deserted stream and hear a woman sobbing and calling for her child, would you dare to turn around? Because maybe you will see a white figure, long hair covering her face, silently approaching you. And then, no matter how fast you run, you cannot escape La Llorona's eyes. Because once you have heard that cry, you have become part of the legend.